The vindication of being proven right. After all these years of complaining about Call of Duty not changing and not willing to go out of its way to satisfy its community, feels so damn good. You know, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 Shadow dropped a few days ago, and just within these 3 days, the game has broken records in terms of numbers more than any modern Call of Duty could possibly imagine getting to. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 have had more active players, according to inside sources at Activision and Call of Duty. Has more active players than Black Ops 7 and Warzone or any COD on the COD HQ platform. More players combined. Just think about that for a second. Black Ops 7 and Warzone, these are games available on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series 1, Xbox Series X, and PC. And Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 alone on PlayStation have a higher player count. We've complained about this for so damn long, just wanting to have these devs and this company listen to us about creating these games in a better way for us to enjoy them more, play and support a franchise that we've loved since we were kids. And they refuse to do that. And with Black Ops 2 coming back on Black Ops 1, if this isn't the proof that Activision needs, that simple is better than the complicated crap that they've been trying to do over these last 7 years, then I don't know what is. If this doesn't get them to make changes, if this doesn't get them to go back to their roots and develop these Call of Duty games without any of this wall jump bullshit, tag sprint, the shitty map design, using AI, for God's sakes, in place of actual human developers and technicians to create these games that we loved so dearly back in the day, then I don't know what will get them to budge and change. And this leads us into our next part. This isn't like some sort of complicated science or a formula or an algorithm that they have to try to stay ahead and beat every single year. Now, yes, times change and technology advances, but if you've had a system and a formula that's worked for so long, why are you straying so far away from it? You know, today we have, after the layoffs and the acquisition of Activision by Microsoft, you have about 3 to 4,000 devs currently working on every Call of Duty across 4 to 5 different studios. From Warzone to the zombies modes to the multiplayer to the campaign, there's a different studio every year that takes the responsibilities for these parts of these games. Do you know how many people developed Call of Duty Black Ops 2 back in the day and Black Ops 1? Treyarch had a development team of about 250 to 300 people working on this game at once across campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. That one group of people made a masterpiece that has withstood the test of time and is still more popular than the most current Call of Duty on all platforms. Like, what else do we fucking need to say and what else do we need to do? It's not a complicated thing. What really like upsets me the most is we've been complaining about this for the last 7 years, and they've died on skill-based matchmaking. They've refused to take it out of the game. You've seen in the beginning of this game what happens when somebody backs out and you don't want to play the game anymore because maybe you're getting crapped on or maybe you just can't play it anymore. The host migrates. It was always a connection first system. Ping was always king. And they want to go back to this and die on the hill whenever they show the matchmaking algorithm or those white papers where they say they're trying to be transparent and talk about this matchmaking system with us when we know it's bullshit. This is how you know it is an absolute lie. If Ping has always been king in current Call of Duties, and why haven't we had any host migrations? If we're not connecting to the strongest servers, to the player with the best internet connection to host these public matches, then what the fuck are we doing over here? Like, you're trying to lie to us and deceive us multiple times over, and we've caught you in your lie 1,000 times over. Rather than admit it and come out and say, hey, we fucked up, we're going to work to make a better game for you guys, they lie every year, they double down, they push the bullshit more, they make skill-based matchmaking and engagement optimized matchmaking thicker every year. Their main focus is the shop rather than making these games and ensuring that they're in working quality. This is a AAA game you're paying a premium price tag for, which games after GTA 6 comes out are going to be $80 to $100 a video game. And with everything going digital, we're not even going to have physical copies anymore. Like, we're paying to have a file on a system that we potentially are not even going to have ownership over. It's just going to be a license. And we can't get a quality product. It upsets me to no end to see the state that we're in today. And then we have something like Black Ops 2 get ported over to the PS5 and come along. And you see how good it does and how much people prefer the simpler things and the simpler gameplay at its core finest. What it really goes back to this, and you know what these Call of Duty games used to focus were the one-on-one gunfights between players. Excellent map design and being in touch with the community. You'd have year after year where these Call of Duties came out back in the day, just like we have them today. Yet there were problems with the previous Call of Duty, and it's not like these Call of Duties were developed completely from scratch every year. Assets from previous Call of Duties were used in developing the new ones. Yet they would build on the good and try to get rid of the bad, and it would be a yearly cycle. And nowadays, these Call of Duties are supposed to have 3 years, an extended development cycle since Sledgehammer joined. But with these longer development cycles, these games are apparently worse and worse. Not apparently, seemingly worse and worse every year. When you had devs on crunch time with these Call of Duties back in the day that had a year and a half just to develop these games, and then in the last 6 months before these games came out to touch everything up, put it through QA testing, make sure there were no kinks or bugs, everything was worked out and ready for release. And we have games today being developed for 3 to 5 years potentially. Like, you know what I mean? Not 5 years in total, but like between 3 to 4 years of development time, I think, is the longest time that we've had between these Call of Duty games. And they're not holding a match to these older Call of Duties. And they're trying to optimize it to have the most amount of money that comes out of it. But this just shows simpler sells better. It just does. You don't have to complicate a Call of Duty game and add 1.5 million things to it for it to be better and for it to get you more money. If you have a quality product that's good, that's fun to play, that's awesome, that's developed properly and in touch and in line with the community's wants and needs that support your game, the player base that buy it year after year and sink all this money into your product, listen to what they want. You will have objectively better reports. Like, there's like better results. There's literally no other way to think about this or put it. And if this doesn't show them that, unfortunately, Call of Duty has no hope of ever going back to what it used to be. And with that being said, I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Please like the video. It really helps get my stuff out there in the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button for more content to come in the future. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. We'll have a new video out tomorrow for you guys, getting back to our regularly scheduled program with the Panzer Tower on custom modded Call of Duty zombies, as well as some Black Ops 2 zombies and Black Ops 1 to come down the line. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Zombie out. Peace.